Hi everyone, today we will discuss about the cost analysis. What is cost? The price of commodity is determined by the market forces of demand and supply. The demand for a commodity depends upon the marginal utility of the commodity. The consumer compares the price of a commodity with the utility derived from it. The consumer continues to buy the commodity till the point where the price paid is equal to the marginal utility of the commodity. So, the supply of a commodity is influenced by the cost. The price of a commodity includes the cost of producing that commodity and also some profit to the entrepreneur. Cost analysis, given the production condition, deals with the behavior of cost. The production condition include the size of output, scale of operation, prices of factors of production and other economic variable. In producing a commodity, a firm has to employ an aggregate of various factors of production such as land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. These factors are to be compensated by the firm that their contribution in producing in the commodity. This types of cost. Different types of cost are identified and discussed by economics. Let us examine real cost, opportunity cost, money cost, accounting and economic cost, fixed and variable cost. Production cost, total fixed cost, total variable cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost, average total cost, marginal cost. What is real cost? The concept of real cost is purely subjective and cannot be measured, and it has little significance in the price determination of a commodity. It is sacrifice of labor as the real cost of production. So the real cost of production refers to the physical quantities of various factors used in producing a commodity. Real cost signifies the aggregate of real productive resources obtained in the production of a commodity or a service. The excursion of all the different kinds of labor that are directly or indirectly involved in making it, together with abstentions or rather waiting required together, will be called the real cost of production of the commodity. Marshall thus views the real cost as the social cost of production of the commodity, as it is the real cost of effort of various qualities and real cost of waiting. Some economists define real cost as a sacrifice in order to obtain a commodity. Opportunity cost. The concept of opportunity cost is based on the scarcity and alternative applicability characteristics of productive resources. Opportunity cost is also called as the alternative cost or transfers cost. The supply of resources is limited and the limited resource have alternative uses. Okay. When the productive resources are used in the production of one commodity, They are not available for the production of another commodity. The opportunity cost is the most attractive alternative foregone or the next best alternative sacrificed. If a labor is paid ₹75 by firm A and what he get in firm B is alternative cost. Money cost. Explicit costs are direct contractual monetary payments incurred through market transaction. Explicit costs are usually costs shown in the accounting statement and include cost of raw material, wages and salaries, power and fluent, rent, interest, payment of capital invested, insurance, taxes and duties. Transport charges. These are the money cost. Implicit costs are the opportunity cost of the use of factors which a firm does not buy or hire but clearly owns. Implicit costs include wages of labor rendered by the entrepreneur himself, interest on capital supplied by him, rent of land and premises owned by the entrepreneur and used for production. Normal returns or profit of entrepreneur as compensation for his management and organization services. Accounting cost. In simpler terms, accounting cost is the overall cost of anything your business has paid for. These costs include the following: rent, utility, expenses, food and entertainment and experiences. Economic cost. Economic cost is the fixed and variable cost. Nominal cost is the money cost of production. The expenses of production paid in terms of money is the money cost of production. The money cost of production includes cost of machinery, building, fuel, transport, interest, insurance and labor costs. These costs are to be paid by the firm. Nominal or money cost, this is the aggregate money expenditure incurred by a firm on the various itself needed for the production of goods. fixed and variable cost. The cost of production comprises of fixed and variable cost. Variable costs are also termed as prime cost or working cost. Fixed costs are also called supplementary cost. What are the fixed costs? Fixed costs to an economist are overhead costs. The overhead costs require a fixed outlay of fund, irrespective of the level of output, rent, interest, etc. must be paid. These costs are unavoidable so long as production process continues. This is only when the firm is closed. Variable cost. Variable costs are the direct money costs incurred on raw material, wages of labor, fuel, transport. They are the maintenance cost incurred for the production of goods and services. Variable costs are a function of output and vary either directly or proportionately with output. The cost of production of a commodity depends upon the prices of factors of production paid to the owners, the level of output of the firm, and the period of time involved in the production process, that is short run or long run. The variable cost includes the raw materials, the cost of direct labor, the running expenses of fixed capital such as fuel, ordinary repairs and routine maintenance. Production cost, total cost. Total cost is the total expenditure incurred in the production of the goods and includes both fixed cost and variable cost. Total fixed cost is the cost of capital, machinery and equipment. As it's the expenditure on plant or machinery, it remains constant, and total variable cost is the labor cost. Total variable cost. This continuous unit, the optimal combination of the fixed and variable factors is reached. Beyond this point, as increased qualities of the variable factor are combined with the fixed factor, the productivity of the variable factor declines and the AVC rises, average variable cost, by adding the total fixed cost and total variable cost, TVC. Total fixed cost. The total fixed cost is graphically denoted by a straight line parallel to the output axis. The total variable cost is the traditional theory of the firm has broadly an inverse S shape which reflect the law of variable proportion. According to this law, Graphically, the TFC AFC is a rectangular hyperbola showing at all its points the same magnitude. That is the level of TFC. The average variable cost is similarly obtained by dividing the TVC with the corresponding level of output. AVC is equal to TVC divided by X. So this diagram representation of the figure, the TFC is a horizontal straight line. It starts from point A on y-axis and is parallel to x-axis as it is constant. In other words, even when production is zero, the same amount of fixed cost is incurred. The total variable cost curve TVC raises upward, indicating that is zero at zero level. That is zero and zero level of output and increases with increases in production. The total cost curve is obtained by joining the total fixed cost and total variable cost curve. The total cost curve thus starts from point A, TFC on y-axis and rises as TVC rises. The TC, thus total cost, is the vertical summation of TFC and TVC. The vertical distance between total cost and total variable cost is the total fixed cost. TFC. The shape of TC is exactly the same as TVC has the same vertical distance. TFC separates both the curve. The TFC remains constant even when output is increased in the short run. The distance between TC and TVC is the TFC and it is equal to OA at all level of production. Total variable cost. Cost of production that does change with change in the quantity of output produced by a firm in the short run. Total variable cost is one part of total cost. The other is total fixed cost. Variable cost depends on the level of output. TVC, total variable cost. So the total variable cost TVC rises upwards, indicating that is zero at zero level of output and increases with increase in production. Average fixed cost. Average fixed cost, average variable cost and average cost respectively. Average cost is the cost of producing 1 unit of output of a commodity. It is obtained by dividing the total cost by the number of unit of output Q produced. So average fixed cost is obtained by dividing total fixed cost with the quality of output Q produced. AFC is equal to total fixed cost divided by Q in production. In economics, average fixed cost is the fixed cost of production divided by the quantity of output produced. As the total number of units of the good produced increases, the average fixed cost decreases, because the same amount of a fixed cost is being spread over a larger number of unit of output. So here CAFC, average fixed cost. AFC continuous falling. AFC continues to fall. Average variable cost. In the initial stage of production, AVC, average variable cost, falls. The fall in AVC continues till the output increases to normal capacity. Thus, the fall in AVC is due to increasing returns beyond the normal capacity output. When the output is increased, AVC rises steeply. The rise in AVC is due to the prevalence of diminishing return. So AVC curve falls, then reaches a minimum and thereafter rises. AVC is equal to AC minus AFC. So the behavior of average cost depends upon the behavior of average fixed cost and average variable cost. In the initial state of production, as output increases, both AFC and AVC fall, causing a significant fall in AC. When output continues to increase, AFC continues to fall, but AVC start rising and AC continues to fall. At this stage, the fall in AFC is more compared to the rise in AVC. As output increases, further there is a sharp rise in AVC. The rise in AVC offset the fall in AFC, causing a rise in AC curve. The AC curve, like AVC curve, first fall to reach a minimum point and then rises. The average cost curve AC thus is U-shaped. The fall in AC is the result of increasing returns in the initial stage of production, and the rise upward later is due to the occurrence of diminishing returns beyond a certain level of production. Average total cost. Average total cost ATC is combined by dividing the TC by the corresponding level of output. ATC is equal to TC divided by X. Marginal cost. Marginal cost is the change in the total cost that arises when the quantity produced is incremented by 1 unit. That is, it is the cost of producing one more unit of a good. Marginal cost include of cost that vary with the level of production, various other costs that do not vary with production are fixed and thus have no marginal cost. Marginal cost is the additional cost incurred for producing an additional unit of output. In other words, marginal cost is the cost of producing the nth unit of the last unit of output. Mathematically, MCN is equal to TCN minus 1. Suppose the cost of production of 5 unit is rupees 315 when production is increased by 1 unit, and the cost of producing 6 unit in rupees 325. So the marginal cost or the additional cost of producing the 6th unit, that is the nth unit, in rupees 10. Cost of 6th unit is equal to 325 minus rupees 315 is equal to rupees 10. Therefore, MC can be written as MC is equal to delta TC divided by delta Q. Relationship between marginal cost and average cost. The marginal cost cuts the average total cost curve and the AVC curve at their lowest point. We will establish this relation only for the ATC and MC, but the relationship between MC and AVC can be established on the same line of responsing. When the average cost declines, the marginal cost is less than the average cost. When the average cost increases, the marginal cost is greater than the average cost. When the average cost stays the same, minimum of or maximum, the marginal cost equal the average cost. Marginal cost and average cost line. If the MC of the n unit is less than ACN as the previous n unit, the MC curve, so long as the MC lies below the AC curve, it pulls the latter downward. Then when the MC rises above, the AC pulls the latter upward. It pulls the latter upward here. Let of the MC lies below the AC curve and hence the latter fall downwards to the right. MC curve lie above the AC curve so that AC rises. It follows that at point P, where the intersection of the marginal cost and average cost curve, point P, where the intersection of the marginal cost and average cost, the AC has reached its minimum level. The relationship between the MC and AC curve become clear with the use of simple calculus. Derivation of long run average cost curve. Long run average cost curve. In the long run, the firm can vary all of its inputs. Long run cost is the minimum cost of producing any given level of output when all individual factors are variable. The production function is linear and homogeneous. Then the long run average cost will remain constant at all level of output. The LAC, long run average cost curve, in the locus of points denoting the least cost of producing the corresponding output. It is a planning curve because on the basis of this curve, the firm decided what plan to set up in order to produce optimally. At minimum cost and expected level of output, the firm chooses the short run plan which allows it is to produce the anticipated in long run output at the least possible cost. In the traditional theory of the firm, the LAC curve is U-shaped and it is often called the envelope curve, LAC, because it envelopes the SRC curves. So an important fact about the long run average cost curve is worth mentioning. It is that the long run average curve, LAC, is not tangent to the minimum point of the short run average cost curve, SAC, short run average cost curve. When the long run average cost curve is declining, that is for output less than OXM, it is tangent to this falling portion of short run average cost curve. On the other hand, when the long run average cost curve is rising, it will be tangent to the rising portion of the short run average cost curve. In the production function is linear and homogeneous. As you can see in the figure before, the long run average cost curve is drawn tangential to all short run average cost curve, SACs. In other words, every point on the long run average cost curve is a tangent point on some SAC. Hence, whenever a firm desires to produce certain output and operate on the corresponding SAC. Economic of scale. There are two types of economic of scale: internal and external economics of scale. Internal economics of scale are firm specific or cost internally, while external economics of scale occur based on the larger changes outside is the firm. Both results in declining marginal cost of production, yet the net effect in the same. So now we have explained about long run average cost falls downward in the beginning because of economics of scale, namely the use of greater degree of division of labor and the specialized machinery at higher level of output. The uses of greater degree of division of labor and the specified machinery at higher level of output are the internal economies. They are internal in the sense that they occur to the firm when its own output when its own output. Marshall introduced the concepts of external economics, which play an important role in Marshall's partial equilibrium theory of value, especially in this analysis of equilibrium problem under condition of increasing returns or decreasing cost. So what are the external economies? External economics occur to the individual firm if the increase in output of industry lower the cost curve of each firm in the industry. On the other hand, external diseconomies occur to the firm when the expansion of the output of the industry raises the cost curve of each firm. Thus, when the industry expands and as a result of it, certain external economics occur to the firms, the cost curve of a firm will shift down as in showing in figure. External diseconomies. We have explained about the external economics which occur to the firm as a result of the growth of the industry, but the expansion of an industry is also likely to generate external diseconomics, which raises the cost curve of the firm. The main example of external diseconomics is the rise in some factor prices when the industry expands and its demand for various factors needed by its increases. The expansion of an industry will definitely raise the prices of those raw materials and capital goods which are in short supply. Likewise, the expansion of the industry is likely to raise the wages of skilled labor, at least in the short run, since it always takes time for the labor to get training and acquire specialized skill needed in the particular industry. Internal economics and these economics of scale affect the shape that the long run average cost takes. Internal economics of scale causes the long run average cost to fall as output is increased in the initial stage. And internal diseconomics of scale cause the long run average cost curve to rise. On the other hand, external economics and external diseconomics cause the long run average cost curve to shift down or up as the case may be. Moreover, when we are considering the effect of external economies and external diseconomies on the cost curve, it is not only the long run average cost curve, but all short run and long run cost curve, whether total average or marginal shift together up or down as the case may be. Thank you.